Okay, hi. Thanks for coming by Tori Magoo 44. It is part two of my series on Scientology. Is it helpful or harmful? And different things that we can look at and see. So this one is actually on what L. Ron Hubbard called black PR. And does black PR actually trap celebrities and people within Scientology? And is that helpful or harmful? Right? Now I'm going to put a link in here. They have a magazine that they've put out for years called Freedom Magazine. And it used to, years and years and years and years and years ago, a gentleman now long gone, Robert Von Young, who I dearly love, wrote for Freedom Magazine. And he wrote some really good articles on it years ago. They're probably somewhere here on the net, but they would be worth digging up because they're interesting articles. Anyway, he was in the church and then he left the church himself. And over the years, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. Now, years ago in Scientology, they would never put SPs, what they've declared suppressive people, and hang on, just in case. Oh, yeah, I got it. You got it. SP declare. There you go. And I'm just going to tell you one each time. Okay, here's my first one. Tori has engaged in the following suppressive acts. 1. Public disavowal of Scientology or Scientologists in good standing with Scientology organizations. Not in 18 September 2000. No, that's a complete flat-out lie. I had not done that at all. No, I later did, after they picked on me a bunch. Yeah, but not when they declared me. No, and they never did their ethics actions. I'm going to read each one of these times so you can see what all they have on my BS SP declare. Because most of their abuses are based around this big, you might get declared, right? So part of what they do to people that they don't like, and I'm going to put this link of their latest Posse, which is on the cover of Freedom Magazine. It's so amazing that they would put a bunch of executives that used to come out for the events at the Church of Scientology, and everyone knew these people, not all of them, but most of them, and they were like the best of the best in Scientology, and now they're like flat out blah 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 blah. The whole magazine is all about these people and how bad they are and this and that, and it's like flat out black PR. That's what it is. So now, people ask me all the time, do you think John Travolta, Tom Cruise are staying because of fear of what they've said in sessions and now what Scientology may reveal about them? Now, me personally, and now that I'm reading Lawrence Wright's book, I may change my mind, but personally, I've said I don't think so. Because for me, I know John Travolta or Tom Cruise, certainly those two, could pick up the phone at any hour, any time, and say, I want to do an interview about Scientology, and they would have somebody's ear, and it would be probably out the next day. So I don't really think, if Scientology started ratting on them, they've got some juicy stuff, I'm sure, that they could say to the press. So I kind of don't think they would. Although in Lawrence Wright's book, I think I'm just getting into the part where he talks about that, maybe they do. So I'd like to hear your views on that, what you think, if they are or they aren't. But I know that for a lot of people, that's run inside the church. That's sort of like, you better not leave. First of all, because you could get a declare like Tori. I mean, she was really in good standing. I'm in What is Scientology? I was like way up there, friends with everybody, and overnight, everyone cut off from me. So, people are kind of, and I was too, you don't want to get declared because you'll lose all your friends. I lost my husband of 27 years. That's a fact. He hasn't called me. He won't talk to me. People always say, do you talk to him? Of course I would, but he won't talk to me. And these are people that are saying they're OT. They're operating Thetans. That means they have these special skills. They can not only communicate great, they have extra special skills that they can do all these OT things. They can't even talk to me. They can't talk to any of the thousands of people that have now left. How OT is that? They're all, locked in their little building and now they've got bigger buildings, but nobody's in them. So that makes it even funnier. But, you know, they can't talk to us. They can't come out. They can't, I've invited Osa over many times. Come on over. Come talk. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm not afraid of these people. I know the facts. I know the truth on both sides. So that's why they don't want anybody to talk to me, because they know that I'm not all like Scientology is all bad. I'm not. I never have been. I left and I said I'm basically against the abuses. That's what I'm against. And that's what I'm speaking out about. So black PR for me is a thing that keeps people in fear. It definitely keeps them locked in the Truman Show. It forwards the thing of declarations of SP that, you know, in Hubbard said that's the end of your lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You know, your eternity depends on getting through the bridge to the total freedom. Which once you realize that's just a bunch of BS, it's just like some guy selling fancy watches. You know, hey, I got these really great watches, but you got to get them right now. You know, I mean, these are the top ones. I've only got 3 left. But you could get it if you get it right now. But you got to get it right now. You know, it's like that heavy pressure kind of thing. That's what Scientology does. Believe it or not, that is exactly what they do. They really do. And it's tricky. So this black PR stuff, read the link on the Freedom Magazine. You'll see. It's funny. I mean, it's just amazing. Granted, they'll be like, oh, great, she's pushing, you know, the truth about all these people. It's not the truth about all these people. You can take anybody, any day, any time, and either make them look good or make them look really creepy. I promise you. And I mean, David Miscavige, you don't think, you know, he could be burned over and over and over. The guy should be in prison. He's done so many awful things. But, you know, he marches out there like he's the king of whatever, you know, and people are like, oh, yay, David Miscavige. You know, are you kidding me? He's got people locked up in the hole. I'm going to put the link. So somebody put it on YouTube, and I'm going to put it in here also, the link on the hole. And please watch that. That's Scientology. That's the Church of Scientology. You want to join that? Anybody out there, you're thinking about, maybe I'll join that. Maybe I will. You watch that video. Really. Think about it. These people are awful. They make the mafia look like kindergarten. They really do. I grew up in Chicago. I grew up around the mafia. They're hardcore. But these guys, and I know people have said don't give the mafia a bad name. And I don't mean to, you know, but in all respect, and I'm kidding on that, but, you know, Scientology's awful in other ways. They have their own weirdo, like Judge Breckenridge said, they are a mafia-like organization, and they are. So anyway, there you go. That's my thing for today. Is it helpful or harmful? Now, it's up for you to decide. Can black PR be helpful at all? Not really. It's just a way of sliming people. That's all it is. And they can say, well, we only do it to the declared suppressive people. Well, like what's her face said, well, there's only a few suppressives. I mean, Hitler was an SP and Tory was an SP. Tory's an SP. She said that to ministers. And you should have seen the ministers. They were like, I mean, come on, man, that's over the line. They looked at me like, are you kidding me? And I was like, bingo! Because it's a perfect, insane abuse of, you know, it's just nuts. And it was basically, I finally said, you want to see my SP declare? Because they really didn't believe that would happen. And the minister looked at her, Gail Carroll, and said, you don't really declare people suppressive, do you? And that's when she said, well, just a small percentage. I mean, Hitler was an SP and Tory's an SP. And that's when I said, you know what? That's a flat out lie. I mean, first of all, I let them just look at it for a while. I wanted to see their faces, and they were just like, oh my God. It was priceless. But then I said, look, you want to see my SP declare? And he just turned white. He was like, you don't really put something on paper about people, do you? And I said, oh, yes, they do. Here, take a look. That was the end of this meeting that they had where they were going to handle my friend who's a minister and a critic of the Church of Scientology. It was all over, baby. They had this one minister all suckered in, and he was like on their side and against me. And I said, fine, let's sit down. Let's talk. I'm all for it. I don't have a problem with it. They do. And Scientology, you know you do. And Miscavige, you know you do, baby doll. You are at the end of, you know, things are popping and hopping all around the world. And to every single person who is helping expose this insidious, lying, creepy, tricky, sneaky organization. Thank you. To the celebrities, Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Ann Archer, what are you guys doing in there? Do you really think you're helping the planet? You really are buying these ads? It's so great. I'm so happy. Everything's so fantastic. Yeah, of course, because you don't ever see any of the other things. There's a point where you guys really need to step up to the plate and learn about families like Laura Hodgson, who hasn't talked to her kids because they joined Scientology and disconnected from her. Shame on you, Scientology, for allowing that to happen. It's so non-religious. It is so abusive. It's so not okay. And it's one of the reasons I keep making videos, because of these parents and these kids. And you've got to stop doing it. You will never be thought of as a real religion doing these kind of abusive things, ever. Mark my words. I told you when I was in. I tell you 12 years later, it's still the truth. You are creating your own enemies. Not me. Not us. You. So anybody who's listening to this, thank you if you're helping expose it. Please pass on my link to my YouTube site, because the more people that learn about it, the less people get suckered in. People write me and call me all the time who are just going to go join Scientology or another cult even, and then saw one of my videos and that's it. So please pass on my links. All right. Thank you so much. I love you guys and have a great week. Bye-bye.